Hi guys, it's me Julia. I am back again with another kiln opening. I think it's number 15. Hope you're all doing really well. Sorry it's been a little while since the last one. I haven't been making as much as I used to because my health hasn't been great, so I'm just struggling a bit at the minute. So I've brought you all the bits that I've got. There's quite a few, so I might as well get straight on with it. Right, first of all, when I did these pieces, I was inspired by the Great Pottery Throwdown. This was my kind of tea set. So I wanted to make something quite abstract. So this was my coffee pot. You can hold it on the little triangle handles and a little triangle lid. It did sink a little bit on the top, so the lid doesn't fit as well as it should, but just all kind of geometric patterns, and I wanted it to be bright. I did it with stoneware, like the buff stoneware that I used. It's not come out as bright as I'd hoped. The stroke and coat style Bellissimo glazes are bright, but the Amaco Marigold not so much. It's more mustardy, which, you know, I was hoping for a brighter colour, but nevertheless it's very cute. To go with it, that is the milk jug. Just a little form there with the triangles on. I had a bit of a triangle theme. And the sugar pot there with cobalt and marigold. I should have put a little collar inside it, but I probably wasn't thinking straight. I did some cups, but I'm not too happy with the cups, so I think I'd change them. So I did two. They are kind of, I should have done, if I was going to do red, I should have done a different colour in the triangles, because I wanted all kind of bright primary colours. But this is Snapdragon by Amaco. It's a celadon and little triangle handle. They're cute, but I think I'd redo them if I wanted to keep it as a set. I don't think they quite look like a set. Okay, next I'll do this one. Giant mug. My mugs are getting bigger. I don't even drink hot drinks, but I do have a few friends come around who do like big drinks. So this one, I got a knitted pattern. I don't know if you can see. It's kind of a knitted pattern. And then I went up the seams with a little kind of dressmaker's wheel, which makes that kind of little running stitch kind of pattern. I did buttons with a little mould and did it with Amaco oatmeal. I love oatmeal. I mean, look at the colour. Get it in the light. I'm trying to use the natural light, but it really does look like oatmeal. It's fantastic. I love it. And then little buttons with iron oxide, and then it's got a hug in a mug on the side there. It's a big hug in a mug. Going on the theme of mugs, I did two others as a little pair. these little ones here with, let's put that one down, a twisted rope handle and decal on the bottom with clear. It'll be Mayco zinc free clear. And then this is blue rutile and iron luster. I was hoping it was going to be more blue, but I really loaded it because I wanted some really good drips, and I think they worked. Sorry about the knocking of the camera. Same on that one, really great drips, to the point where it actually dripped a teeny bit onto the shelf, but I managed to smooth it out and it was fine. But yeah, so I love that, where you just have something quite simple glaze wise at the bottom and you just fully load the top and let it run. It just does its own thing. And I did both the same, and one maybe was a little nearer the elements because this one ran a little bit more. That's those. Next, oh, I'll show you this one. This one was a bit of a fail because I want to show you what works, what doesn't work for me. So I had like it was a, sorry my words, brain freeze, like a placemat, that's the word that I want to use, and it was a circular one, and I humped it over something square, I think it was the bottom of a bowl, and it worked to a certain degree, but where it kind of, where the circle goes into a square, the corners have cracked. And also I did white slip over the buff stoneware clay, and that has come out pretty patchy. But I did this lovely little decal on the bottom. The only issue I had was the decal, even though it's supposed to be underglaze, it did stick a little bit. I had put a clear around the edge, but not on the bottom obviously, but the underglaze did fire and get a little bit sticky. So it has a few cracks, but it will be okay to put it outside with some serviettes in, just to, you know, be a little, I'm using it, it's not, the cracks don't matter to me, it's not that I'm selling it. Okay, I'll do this one next. This one, I don't know if you've watched my earlier videos where I had the small scarabs. I wanted to do a big scarab and get right all the way through. I don't know if you can see. There, you can see all the way through it on all sides. What an absolute joy carving is like that. I love it. Frustrating at first, but then when you really get through, it really, it's, for me, it's such a win. It is 3 very, very thick coats of blue rutile. Blue rutile for me in the community kiln tends to have this cloudiness to it, but love him. And I think I did iron oxide just on the base there a little bit, just to give it a bit of a contrast. I didn't want to glaze right down, I only wanted to glaze the beetle itself. But I love scarabs, like I have a special place for scarabs, so he should be going with the rest of his family. Next, you've seen some of these similar buttons on the Hug and a Mug, and I've done these tiny little buttons. I've done 8, it's like a whole little bunch here. If you can see them. They're just in iron oxide, and they just stamped out of a small mould, and then I put the buttonholes in. But kind of on clothes. I have like a green wool top that I'm going to sew them onto, I think, and they're just so cute. And to know that I made them and I can put them on my clothes or on other items. I'll be making I've just got a new sewing machine, so I'll be making a tote bag, so I might even put them on the tote bag, which would be really cute. Next, right, okay, so I had an idea for my garden, and that was to make some spheres to hang down off some driftwood to with some rope to make like a garden feature. But then I figured I might actually put it in the house because I ended up loving the spheres. So this one, a couple of bits of the underglaze decal hasn't come out too well, but this is they're more elliptical than actual spheres the way that I made them, but they are hollow. They have the holes in, but he's very sweet. I really like this decal. Same one as is on the bottom of the mug. So that was the decal one. There was 5, but the community kiln broke one. So, and it was because it was very precarious to try to fire these, and I had them on a stilt, and the stilt, as they put the kiln lid down, it knocked off the stilt. It was a bit of a disaster. So I ended up having to change how I did them. I had to leave the bottom bare and just sit it on cookie. So this is oatmeal. This is shaker. It has 9 little balls, clay balls in there, and that represents the number 9 of my house. So Amaco oatmeal again on there, and just a little bit of carving out. The one that broke had a lot more carving out, and it is what it is though, isn't it? So this one is blue rutile with some carved out stripes, just freehand, and a little bit of an oxide on the bottom where I stood it. I think I must have stood that on I stood it on a kiln post prop, like a really tiny one, but again it was in their big kiln. The lid is heavy, you know, so it was lucky it didn't knock off. And there is a little kind of gathering at the bottom, a drippage. I think it was blue rutile with textured turquoise. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, as opposed to that one is plain blue rutile, and that one just has, it's not a lot in it, but there's just a slight brown edge with that one as well. So that's that one. And then this one, I'm sure I had 6, but yeah, I think there is one missing, but I don't know where it went to, because I had more of these. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. But anyway, this one is Amaco copper, ancient copper. And this is 3 spheres, one inside the other, decreasing in size. So there's a large, medium and a small. But as you can see, like the movement of the, feels lovely because you can feel it moving inside. But yeah, and then I piped in with a little pipette, I squeezed in iron oxide so that I could colour the internal balls. Yeah, sorry. I'm thinking, where the heck is that other ball now that I've realised? But anyway, so it did stick a little bit on the bottom, and it did pull a little bit of my sphere off, which was a little disappointing and left a bare patch. So what I did was filled it with some air dry clay, and I mixed the air dried clay with some acrylic paint, and I tried to match the coppery browny colours, and it's not bad. You wouldn't notice, you know, once it's hanging up, I'll have to kind of make a loop for the top. Once it's hanging up, you won't notice that there's that little bit that's slightly different on the bottom. So that's the spheres, and I think we're on to the last two, which are absolute beauties, if I must say myself. So in the bisque balls that I showed you in the last video, I have done this gorgeous little dish. All started out with just one circle, one small circle. Sorry, I got interrupted by a phone call there. So this one, so yes, so I did a circle, then just slab work, then some coils, some little small circles there, and this is in a new glaze. It's for my little group that I go to, and it is a spectrum glaze called Flame Orange. It says Glut Orange on the pot, but it's supposed to be like orange and yellow kind of flame colour. So it's more kind of coppery and cinder toffee, but it's not a bright orange, which the girls in my group are hoping for. But I love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. The bottom, what I didn't think about was it was a new glaze, and I layered really heavily as I do, and it did stick really badly to a cookie. Luckily I'd told them to put it on a cookie, because I was worried in case there was any gaps that the glaze might go through. But it stuck in 7 or 8 places on the bottom, really quite thickly. I don't have a Dremel with the diamond core pads yet, so I ended up getting a screwdriver, like a thick blade of a screwdriver, and a hammer, and I went in close to the cookie, not close to the pot, and I just gently tapped and tapped until I heard a sound. It went from a kind of a ping 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 to a dull sound, and I was like, that's detached. Went round, and I did lose a little bit of clay down here, but I then went in with a wet sanding stone, smoothed it off where the glaze strips were and where the clay was missing, and it's absolutely fine. So I mean, it has kind of almost got, it's not pinholes, but there is almost like an orange peel texture on the bottom of it. But I think it actually works because I've got dots in there. I think it actually works. Like, love that glaze and love that pattern. I definitely want to be making more of these. Love them. I have another couple of molds in at the group at the community kiln at the moment, so I'm looking to make some more. And here's another one I made with the same mold. This one was quite round and the other one has come out a little bit more of an oval. I've done again similar coils, little loop coils, little roses that I made some bisque stamp roses. So I just stamped the little coils with the roses, and then in the center I started, did I start at the outer edge or the inner edge? I think I started at the outer edge with balls of clay all the way around and then smoothed them in. Can you see that? Smooth, like kind of pressed them in with a ball tool to make the petal shape. Then went round on the next kind of row down with some more balls, made the petal shapes with those, some tiny balls, and then pressed those in for more petals, and then finishing off with some little tiny balls for the kind of center of the flower, and then some other little balls with just one presses with this small ball tool. And I really absolutely love this one. This is my best piece of the Kiln Opening. This is Mayco Birch. You know that I do love Mayco Birch. It has just 2 coats, so you know it doesn't need to have a lot of glaze to make a really beautiful. I love the way that it breaks over the edges, and even with 2 coats on the back, it's still, you know, it just is really gorgeous. And I really like the rolling out of the coils. I was a square coil person. When I first started, I was like, how do I get it round? And it's like going clunk, 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 clunk. And I just practiced and practiced, and it needs a really light touch. I think I was just being too heavy. I love it. It's just not, it's quite therapeutic. Like some hand building can be a bit frustrating, but using the coils, doing these was just so therapeutic. So I shall be experimenting with more of these kinds of styles. And I have another bisque mold actually that's a little larger with a fluted edge, so I think I might do something in that one. So that is it for this Kiln Opening, and I'm thinking about doing a slightly different video with some bits and pieces that you can use for pottery that I've got from Temu, which is just new to the UK. I think you've had it in America for a few months now. There's lots of Temu hauls all over YouTube. But I thought I might show you the bits and pieces that I've got that are relevant for pottery. I'm all about supporting small businesses. However, as a potter, a hobby potter, it gets quite expensive, especially if I'm not doing any selling right now. So it's just all, you know, shelling out of money. So where you can just buy a few things at a slightly lower cost, that are versatile between different mediums as well. I've done that and bought a few bits and pieces. So I think I'm going to put a video on showing you the few bits and pieces to see if any of you guys out there would like to, you know, just to say that Temu has these kinds of bits on, and they have different offers all the time where it's at the moment in England is 90% off a lot of stuff. So the stuff that I've got has really given me a wide range of products to use at a low cost. And this is not a Temu sponsored video, obviously. It's just little me telling you what I've found. So I'm going to do that one after this and put that up as well. So thank you so much for watching. If you would like to press like, that would be really helpful for my channel, and subscribe if you want to see more videos. I should be getting my garden done very soon to get my kiln outside, and now that the weather is much better in the UK, I can fire outside anyway. Yeah, so hopefully my health will improve and enable me to be able to get more pottery made. I found a couple of potter friends and might do some little collaborations with them. So hopefully I'll have some more regular content up and coming in the summer months. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you. I'm one away from 450 subscribers, and that means so much, you know, like all those people who are watching my little videos of, you know, these random things that I make. It's just absolutely means everything to me. So please have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.